Hey Taurus, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot, doing your monthly Taurus and Pisces. Sitting in the tree, Kissing. That was not a good shuffle. Okay, it's Monday. I don't know. I hope y'all are having a good beginning to the week. I hope everybody had a really good Valentine's Day. I did. Got a chance to do some stuff I normally don't get a chance to do. I'm going to do one more shuffle, and then Taurus, we are going to get to your relationship with your Pisces. So this is a 9-card spread. You have 3 cards for your recent past, 3 cards for your current energy, and 3 cards for your future energy, 1 card for your overall, and 3 for guidance from the universe. So let's get started. I'll cut the cards, but they get ready to get cut again. And a reminder that I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. So let's see what we got going on, Taurus. First card is the Moon card. Second card is the Empress. Third card is the King of Coins. For your current energy, it's the Emperor, the Princess of Wands, Tower, current future energy, Hangman, 6 of Cups, and 6 of Coins. From underneath the bottom of the deck, your overall energy is the mean, mugging King of Swords. All right, so let's get started, Taurus, with your Pisces. So coming out of the recent past, yeah, okay. So this Moon card that's coming up, your Pisces has just been going through a whole bunch of crap. They are not seeing things as they should be. And this is what you came, this is the energy you brought into the month of February. This is not going to resonate with everybody. Let me say that, because this is very specific. This got some very specific things in it. But your partner, Taurus, your Pisces, they have been, with this Moon card here, and this is serious, they have just not been looking at the relationship for what it's worth. A lot of illusionary shit. So they pretty much are seeing what they want to see, which is not what's coming back to me. It's not the reality. As far as finances, romance, the whole kit and caboodle, the Pisces is just, they are looking at everything with some rose-colored glasses on, and it's really having a serious effect on your relationship. With the Empress card right next to it, this is hurting you, Taurus, because when somebody is living in a dream world, and when they're not really dealing with the reality, here's an example. If you're living together with somebody, Taurus and a Pisces, and Taurus, you bring your check home, and you know you have certain things you have to do with your money, but your partner, immediately as soon as you get your check, they're off and running with, oh, we need to go here and we need to do that, and we totally not looking at bills have to get paid, everybody got to get to work. That means you need gas in your car, people need lunch money. Your partner is not looking at any of the detail. All they see is you got paid and they can do what they want to do. That's an example. I'm sure that's going to hit home with somebody, but this is the energy you brought in with you this month. Because of that, it's hurting you, Taurus. It's making you lose respect for your Pisces, and it's also hurting your self-worth, because you're beginning to second guess and doubt your ability to maintain a decent relationship, a good relationship, a healthy relationship. And you have tried to protect your Pisces from a lot of the crap that's going on just in general. And they have not been real accepting of it. When we get to the current energy, we get to the Emperor card. It's about boundaries. And I'm going to say this is you, Taurus, with the boundaries. You have been trying to set this foundation, trying to set these boundaries around this relationship. However, your Pisces keeps swimming in the other direction. Your centerpiece card is a Princess of Wands. And this is about your partner being needy and selfish. This is current energy. And this is really just leading you right here to a Tower moment. Unfortunately, Taurus, it's not going to be my usual, oh, it's just transformation. It's nothing to worry about. Just shit. This is going to be a knockdown, drag out because you, Taurus, are tired. You are sick of all this shit. You are tired of them living like they in La La Land and they don't know exactly what's going on or what has to happen. You certainly don't like losing your self-worth or your value because of some bullshit in a relationship. And you have done all that you can do to protect your Pisces. Coming back around to the current energy about setting boundaries. You've been trying to do that, Taurus, but again, the fish keeps swimming out of bounds, and you don't, I'm getting the sense that, Taurus, you don't really know how to deal with this. And let me just say this as I know how to say it. We are Tauruses. We like things on firm ground. We do not travel. And think about the animals that we are, that we relate to and that we identify with. We identify with bulls. Pisces obviously identify with fish. They travel in schools. Cows and bulls don't move in schools. You might have 3 over here and 2 over there and a stray bull somewhere straight ahead. When you have a collective mentality person like a Pisces, a lot of times they can get that mob mentality, or they can just take on whatever the group is doing and not really see the reality of what's going on. I know that sounds complicated, convoluted, but at the core of all of that, they come out being needy and selfish. And with this being a wand card and a fire card, I'm going to guess your Pisces has probably got some fire energy somewhere in their natal chart. But this is about them being needy and selfish and the effect that it's having on you. That's the centerpiece card. That Tower moment, if it hasn't happened already, it's getting ready to. And you are just going to be the typical bull in the china shop and lose your damn mind. Now, let's go back. Overall energy is the King of Swords. King of Swords, swords is intellectual energy. That's air. And it's about you, Taurus, making decisions to keep the peace. And I'm going to just say this right now. And that's kind of your overall energy, despite the fact that you feel like shit, despite the fact that you've been trying to protect your partner, despite the fact that you got a big fat ass Tower moment coming, and just despite the fact that your Pisces is just emotionally disconnected and not really living in the reality that you're in, Taurus. And I don't, it's a fucked up feeling. And if I feel only a little bit of what you feel, I can't imagine having to deal with this kind of situation every day. Your overall energy, you still, Taurus, you know how we do. We try to keep the damn peace. There's no peace to keep here, Taurus. There's no peace to keep here. This is really how you're feeling. You really just like, fuck it. I don't want to say shit. I don't want, but you know what? I'm going to tell you, go ahead. Stand up in your shit. Stand up in your truth and speak your truth and let your Pisces know how they're affecting you. Because if you're dealing with self-worth and issues of value of self because of some bullshit somebody else is putting you through, no, not acceptable. No, because life is so short. If you are with someone that is bringing that kind of toxicity to your relationship, Taurus, it is past time. To hell with the keeping the, and for this deck, if this card were reversed, it's about making decisions to keep the peace. The energy that I'm pulling back from this is, Taurus, you are making decisions to keep the peace, and you're not really making decisions for your benefit. really not even for the benefit of your partner. You're just making decisions to keep the peace. I don't want to hear it. I'm just going to go to McDonald's and get a Happy Meal, and everybody will be happy, and I won't have to hear shit. And that doesn't do anything but precipitate Tower moments. Current energy, dear Taurus, you're going to have to change your perspective on your partner and your relationship. If you want to, how do I want to say this? If you want to have a good relationship, you're going to have to deal with the Tower moment. You're going to have to stand up in your truth. You're going to have to say some shit you don't want to say because, again, you've been trying to keep the peace. Change that up. And change your perspective of how doing any of that is going to affect the relationship. When you stand up in your truth and when you stand up to someone to let them know that they're hurting you, you change the dynamics a little bit. And a lot of times, people don't know they're hurting you. They just doing the shit they've been doing and they don't realize that they're fucking with you. Taurus, tell your Pisces what the hell is going on, but you also back it up and change your perspective, because maybe this is a relationship that you might need to end and just frame it as a friendship or an ex and be done with it. But you definitely need to change your perspective. And then when you get past this little bump in the road with this relationship, you need to start looking at what your beliefs are. One of which is, do you always need to be the one, dear Taurus, to be making decisions about keeping the fucking peace? We're not police. Yes, we love peace and we're peace-loving animals, but really, we're not the police. We shouldn't have to be patrolling and making decisions just to keep folks quiet. That's not why we're here, and those are not highlights of a good relationship. Someone is going to come back to say hello, dear Taurus. This is your future energy. And understand how the universe works. A lot of times when you think you're going through a whole bunch of bullshit, getting ready to end a relationship or change it or, kick somebody out, however this is resonating with you, a lot of times the universe will fill that gap. And sometimes it fill it quicker than not. So you've got somebody that's kind of looking at you, Taurus, and going, you have to think about who it is that will be coming back. But this is exactly this energy. And if you look at the card, dude is reaching. And understand that I always say this when I see that hand and that doggone cup, but I have to say it because it always pops up in front of me. That's divine energy. So, a word to the wise, dear Taurus. Maybe it's time for this to be done. And maybe it's time to check out and see if this person, whoever this is, you may not even realize that this person would even consider coming back. But it may be time to switch it up and again change that perspective. I think once you change your perspective towards the rest of it will become pretty clear to you what you need to do. The last card for the future energy is the Six of Coins. I don't want to say get excited just yet. But this person coming towards you, Taurus, and that's exactly what the hell it is, a person coming towards you, has things to share. And I'm sensing that their life path has changed a bit since you hooked up with this person last. This is your future energy. So just know that whatever you're going through right now, it's a possibility of some silver lining type shit at the end of it. Let's see what the universe has for guidance for you, Taurus, with your Pisces. Shake these up. That's kind of sad. I hate to see people breaking up, and I hate to see when people don't want to deal with the reality of what's going on. I particularly feel bad for you, Taurus, if this is you, having to just be the peacekeeper in the house and you're miserable. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. And definitely will have an effect on how the rest of your life is going for sure. Knight of Swords, 9 of coin, 10 of coin. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so I'm going out of order. Past relationship, third card, and overall guidance from the universe. Friends bringing gifts. Old friends bringing gifts. Ah, shit. Let's go back to the top. Universe is telling you, Taurus, this person, this Pisces, is not really tameable. Because they are kind of insistent on doing this. And when you got somebody that deals with the illusions in life, and when you start dealing with illusions, you start dealing with emotions too, because that gets deceptive and manipulative. I said that right. You can't tame that energy. You can't get in their head and make them think straighter or different or more Taurus-like. It doesn't happen. So universe is telling you right here, quit trying to tame this person. And when you make decisions, this is your overall energy, to keep the peace, or when you do shit just to keep the peace, that means you're dealing with some shit you can't tame. Because if you were just a bull and ran through the china shop like we do, you have to worry about keeping the damn peace, because you will have spoke yours and it would be over with. But for some reason, Taurus, in this particular relationship, I don't know. I know a lot of Tauruses in the past decade or so have had a lot of problems. And I don't mean just a few Tauruses. I mean a lot of Tauruses have had the things that I read online, books that I read, magazines that I read. Tauruses have just had a really hard time trying to keep and maintain relationships for a variety of reasons, particularly planetary, astrological shit going on. We had a Saturn return about 15 years ago, and we had Mercury and Mars running through our shit about 8 years ago, and then Sagittarius ended up in our shit. Just crazy crap. So a lot of Tauruses have not had good relationships or relationships that were worth following all the way through. And so a lot of times when you get into a relationship, that's the fuck you do. Because you ain't had one in so long, it's like, you know what, I'm going to just shut up and I'm going to do this and we'll just keep the people. But when you keep doing this, when you keep having to pull out the sword and smash it into the floor because you're trying to keep the peace, when you quietly tiptoeing around and just don't want to make no waves with nobody, it's energy that can't be tamed. And there's no way you can create any kind of standard or goal. Because again, this person is living in an illusion. And they're not really seeing what's going on. Don't want to see. It's not even really want. They don't want to see what's going on. Silver lining. There it is, Taurus. Silver lining. With the 9 of coins and the 10 of coins, I'm not really getting a wish fulfilled or completion energy. I will say this, with this 10 of coin, if this is someone coming back, this will complete the karmic cycle with this person. So whoever this is, Taurus, trying to get back at you, you may need to also change your perspective on them, especially if this is somebody that you haven't been hooked up with, haven't talked to in a while, haven't seen in a while, a year or 2 years, 3 years, and they're coming back. You may have to change your perspective. The person you thought that was an asshole 3 years ago may have changed. Person that was just struggling through school and trying to work a little part-time job graduated, got a better job, you might have to change your perspective. Not the poor little soul you saw schlepping around with a book bag and a damn wheelie bag trying to make it to class. Now they're riding in a Lexus and they're making 6 digits. I'm just saying, you may have to change your perspective, not only on your relationship with your Pisces, but considering that the card is sitting next to the 10 of coin and the 6 of cups, talking about past relationships and old friends, you might need to change your perspective on them because they've changed. This person coming back to you has changed. And just forget what the card is. Just skip that. Just look at dude. Got all that shit. So I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I hope you are able to work through your issues with your Pisces peaceably. I'm sorry if the relationship has to end, but from what I see and what I'm hearing and what I feel, it won't be the worst thing that can happen to you. It will free you up and you'll feel better once it's over with. I know this is not going to resonate with every Taurus Pisces relationship, but for those that it does, just hold your head up, speak your truth, and stop all this trying to keep the damn peace. Say what the hell you need to say, do the bull thing. And if they don't understand where you're coming from, and if they continue to keep trying to make the relationship into some toxic cesspool, might be time to go, Taurus. I'm just saying, might be time to go. I love my bull babies. I love my Pisces babies. I'm done, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.